Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move. Today, I'm Paul Sweeney with Norma Linda, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Christine Aquino. Christine, what are you looking at?
Well, Paul, let's take a look at the biggest decliner on the S&P 500 today. That is Equinix, ticker EQIX. The decline is currently now up to more than 13%. So if that continues, that's going to be the biggest one-day decline since 2010. And so that is because it's a data center REIT, and it provided a long-term outlook at an investor day earlier this week. They plan to build out capacity through 2029, but looks like a lot of that will be from upfront debt issuance. So they're facing higher interest expenses. So they've seen two downgrades. Raymond James cutting their rating to market perform from strong buy, and they're saying that the company's going through a period of adjustment. And then BMO also cutting their rating to market perform from outperform, also cutting their price target to 850 from 1,045. And again, analysts are saying that near-term growth is going to be subdued, even if growth accelerates.
Interesting. I mean, this is a stock that I actually cover super closely. I mean, I go to REIT Week every year, which is the
REIT Week?
REIT Week. It's here in New York City. They also have it out in the West Coast as well, but it happens in June, and it's one of the most popular REITs. Okay. So you see the room packed out, but I'm also looking at Digital Realty Trust, which is a peer, down as well today on the news. But what else are you keeping an eye on?
Looking at McCormick as well today, Nora. That's ticker MKC. Gains around 4% at the moment. So pairing some of those opening gains there. And so they reported before the bell, second quarter EPS topping estimates, and management also reaffirming its profit and sales guidance. And so analysts are really liking that, especially because their outlook also reflecting a plan to offset costs related to tariffs. So they're currently in place. They're assuming it's a 10% tariff on all imported U.S. goods, an incremental tariff on goods from China into the U.S. And so, analysts from Barclays saying that, the fact that they reaffirmed their guidance despite the incremental impact from tariffs, that eases some investor concerns recently.
All right, McCormick's based in Hunt Valley, Maryland, right outside of Baltimore, home to one of my favorite golf courses, Caves Valley. But you look at McCormick over the last 5 years, the stock price on a compounded basis, negative 0.75%. This thing's been dead flat for the last 5 years, where the S&P's up about 17% compounded annually. I don't know what you do with this stock or these types of companies. I mean, there's just no catalyst at all for these kinds of names here. What else are you looking at?
Looking at Enphase, that is the strongest performer on the S&P 500 at the moment, ticker ENPH, and currently gains accelerating to more than 9%. So really, it's just kind of a continuation of what we've seen this week. It's been a strong week for this solar sector in particular, because we did get news that some Senate Republicans are looking to discuss some changes to a provision in the broad spending bill. So initially, the House version of that would propose to end tax credits for rooftop solar panels earlier. And so Senate Republicans potentially softening that provision, though we did get some analysis from Bloomberg Intelligence this week. If we do get that provision from the bill, that could crimp some of the margins, and Enphase, one of the potential victims of that. I think they're looking at margins falling to 25 to 30%, which would be back to the levels before the Inflation Reduction Act.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.